Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
It is the Call Flow Radio Show here on WFLO AM 870. We're streaming online at WFLO.net and broadcasting live from the Francis E. Wood Studio in downtown Farmville. I'm John Staten, and over to my left here, the consummate co-host, Noah Massage.
How's it going, John? Hey. Good morning to you, sir.
And the same to you, sir.
Oh, yes.
You had a big wedding event that you had to go to this weekend, correct?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Do you want to
elaborate? No, I did not.
Was it that bad?
No, it wasn't bad. It was great. But, yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's a wedding. If you've been to a wedding before, it's literally that, you know. I mean, weddings are, like, all the same almost, I feel like.
They are?
Yeah, when you're working one, that is.
I think they're like a Western.
You think they're like a Western, John? That's interesting. What do you mean by that, sir?
I don't know. I was just going for the funny.
Gotcha. Yes.
But they do remind me of a Western.
Is it because is it the shotgun that the father has?
Possibly. No, I'm just kidding.
Shotgun wedding. Eesh. Oh man, yeah, no, it was a fun wedding, a long wedding. It was 2 hours away, and guess where? Mineral, Virginia. So 2 hours there, left at 10, got there at 12, and guess when I left the wedding, John? Also at 10. Got back at 12.
No clue.
10 o'clock.
Wow.
p.m. Yeah, so it was a long day, to say the least.
Yeah.
A long day in Mineral, Virginia, which, it's just a tiny, very hilly. There's a lot of hills in that side of Virginia. I don't know if you noticed.
I can't say that I have.
How are you doing, John? How is your morning going, sir?
Right down the drain. But
I could tell, yeah. It's on your face.
Yeah.
I can see it in your face.
Completely down the drain. But yeah. At least I know what direction that's going.
That's good. That's good.
It's going down, man. So we're all up and
way down in the hole.
But enough about us. We'd like to hear from our listeners as well.
We would.
So we're going to give out that phone number again. And it is, obviously...
It's not obvious.
Did you want to give it? Well, we give it all the time, so it should be obvious.
Well, there could be somebody tuning in right now.
There's always a chance for a new listener. 434-394-0924. There you go. How you like those apples?
That was good.
I do this for a living.
John, how was your weekend, sir? I mean, we didn't even talk about our weekend.
The weekend was really good.
You had a good weekend?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the weekend was really good.
Go anywhere?
Yes.
Out of town?
Yes.
Look at that.
The weekend was good.
John was,
Now
it's down the drain.
But the weekend was good.
You had a good weekend.
Good.
That's great to hear. That is great to hear.
Okay.
I feel like your weekends usually just go by like watching some like oldies on TV. That's usually a standard weekend of yours.
Yeah, usually my weekends are not too eventful, but
you going out? You flying out of Dillwyn?
I just decided not to stay at home.
I like it. Yeah.
I don't do that.
New side of John I'm seeing.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Okay.
But I ventured out.
Yeah.
So there you go. I actually did something this weekend.
Good.
So now that we've caught up in all that, let's talk about this day in history.
You just want to get off the topic. Okay.
Slightly, yeah.
All right.
So, do you know about the Jonestown Massacre?
Of course I do. That was the Kool-Aid drinking event.
So how did you learn and discover about
the History Channel, John? Probably when I was very young, that the History Channel would be on all the time. And they would do little deep dive investigations on weird stuff like the Jonestown incident or even Waco. Yeah. If you remember Waco, with David Koresh.
I don't know if we talked about this. I just watched something not so long ago on Netflix that was all about that. Mm-hmm. I did not realize how much gunplay and everything was involved.
It was constant. It was a back and forth.
Well, they sent in one unit first,
yeah,
thinking that would be good enough to overtake them.
Yeah.
And I guess they underestimated these people and what weaponry they had in the building. And a lot of them got seriously hurt and or killed. Mm-hmm. The unit that they had to go in or tried to go in. And, of course, it ended up really bad. The whole
The
place
fire,
ends up burning
yeah.
down, and
Yeah.
a lot of people stayed inside.
Now, do you believe that fire was set intentionally, or do you think that was an accidental fire? Or do you think the FBI started the fire?
I don't really have an opinion because I don't honestly, that's the part I don't remember. I forgot about what actually caused the fire.
I don't think there is a
definite answer.
Exactly. I don't think there is a definite answer. But I know there's a lot of conspiracies behind it.
Right.
Because it's kind of interesting, like, because well, obviously it was a cult, right? Waco was a cult for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I don't think they did anything to warrant such attention from, like, like the FBI and, like, all these other different things in the government, just like come in to just like have a standoff with this place because, like, I mean, obviously they're coal but like, were they doing anything to really warrant the attention from like these government agencies like the FBI and yada yada? I don't know. It seems like they just showed up because they were like, hey, this guy says he's Jesus. You remember that? Because he was like,
well, he's like most
delusional. Like he's like, oh, yeah.
Well, the same thing with Jonestown.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
You know,
these people always pop up through history.
Or
Jim
Heaven's
Jones.
Gate.
Jim Jones was the guy at the Jonestown
right.
massacre.
Do you remember Heaven's Gate, John? The shoes.
I've heard of it, but oh wait, was that the thing about the asteroid thing and all that?
Yeah. And the aliens were coming to pick up their bodies.
That was more like in the 90s, wasn't it?
It was in the 90s. Yeah. It was later.
I do remember that.
Fun cult event. But yeah, anyways, to answer your question, I heard about it on the History Channel at a very young age. And we have a caller. Look at that.
Looks like it.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and pick up that phone call now and talk to our caller.
Yep.
And
see who are the first.
We're gonna pick up that phone.
First caller today. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Oh goodness.
We're here. And how are you, sir?
Pretty good. I had a busy weekend, so you know.
Oh, we know.
So how busy was your weekend?
We know. All right.
Oh, I thought he was saying he had a busy weekend.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So what'd you end up doing this weekend, sir?
We had a family reunion on Saturday, which that was fun.
Holy potatoes.
And a luncheon with a church group after church yesterday.
And how was that?
It was good.
Now, speaking of family reunions, are your family reunions usually uncomfortable, or are you guys pretty close together?
No, we're usually pretty close.
Okay, good. Nothing worse than an awkward family reunion.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Are yours, Noah? Are your family reunions awkward?
No. But usually a fight breaks out between somebody. But no, other than that, it's usually pretty nice. Family reunions, I always just want to get out of them, you know.
I was thinking when you said that John's dad had a shotgun wedding, you know, it makes sense that his name was Shotgun John.
It does make sense.
It's a good tie around, but I don't think that was. I wasn't one of those babies that shows up right after the.
You
wedding.
were the firstborn, though, right?
I was firstborn, but they had already been married before I was ever. You know.
Okay.
How did he get the name? How did he get the name Shotgun John?
Well, long story short, he was using his actual name at first at Q94, just like I am, John Staten, and that was when he was full time. We moved back to Buckingham, and so he wanted to stay in radio somewhat, even though he had another job. He wanted to do part time, and back in those days, moonlighting wasn't kind of frowned upon in some instances, and so he thought he needed a name to go by, and a lot of jocks changed their name. I could give you examples. Somebody that could be named John Valentine could actually be Bob Summers on the air. You know, that type of thing. Or
is that really his name?
I shouldn't have said that. But yeah. So anyway, I mean, there's names like that. You know, I think I'm safe though. I don't think unless he's listening to it on the stream, I don't think anybody would know that. But anyway, so he he got to thinking.
That is fascinating.
So Dad got to thinking on his way in to do his first shift. Once he was now part-time, he was kind of going over it in his head what name to use, and he thought of another DJ that had a similar name, and his name was something Shotgun. I don't remember what the other name was. It was
Shotgun Willie.
Shotgun something. If he was here, he could tell you, but my memory's a little...
Shaka Khan.
Yeah. But anyway, so when he thought of that, it came to him, why not Shotgun John? And so that's what he went with, and that's the origin of that story.
I'm surprised he didn't play WGBH when I called.
I'm sorry?
I'm surprised he didn't play
well, I had no...
WGBH.
We don't have a way of knowing who's... I mean, not really, do we? We don't have a way of knowing who's calling.
No.
No.
We
don't have one of those fancy...
I think we do, actually. I think we can pull up the number.
We could probably make it that way, but it would still be awkward because I would have to
we
turn away from the microphone to look at it.
I think we could scrub the system for data.
Okay.
Information.
We'll have to scrub.
Scrub. Yeah.
Rub-a-dub, scrub-dub. At some point. But no, this is like flying by the seat of our pants type radio. We just put somebody on.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, I feel like we don't vet calls, and that's an interesting one. You know what I mean, John? Because I don't know, did they vet calls back at Q94 when you worked there?
Did they vet calls?
Yeah, screen calls. That's what I meant to say.
Well, basically what they did was they didn't put anybody directly on air, right then, right there. What they would do is pre-record if they wanted to possibly play someone back. Mm-hmm. So basically there was always a reel-to-reel setup, and then after the reel-to-reel came this other machine that basically did the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so what they would do is during a song, if they were doing a contest or whatever, or a request or whatever, they would always do that while songs were playing and record it onto that, and then they would either edit and or whatever they needed to do, so when they would play it back, it would sound like it was live, but
it
was a pre-recorded call.
Yeah.
They were actually live on air playing it,
sure.
but it was a pre-recorded call.
The call was not happening live.
Exactly.
It was a little bit,
Once you heard it, I mean, as a listener, once you were listening to it, if you heard someone going, all right, so-and-so, who's on the air, or, your caller number 5, who's this? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so-and-so from blah, 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 and all this, that sort of thing. And so I guess it's a way of screening, but it's not screening in the sense of, let's see who this is, and then put them on and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
My poor Commanders lost this week.
Who'd they lose to?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Are the Eagles good this year?
Yes.
Yeah. So they'll probably...
Except for
Go ahead.
Something stupid happened.
Oh, what was that?
There was a 4th down, and they went for it and lost 3 yards when they were in field goal range. That lost the game for them.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry.
Yep. And then the Cowboys play tonight, and they're probably going to lose.
Well, we got to if we went with those high draft picks. I mean... We got to just have the really bad record. So the new coach, that whoever that might be, comes in, has a lot of options to build a new team. Because I think that's where we're heading. I keep saying we. I mean the Cowboys.
You don't root for them anymore?
No, I never did. I should have, though.
Then I found out when I was on the way back from the reunion, UVA got creamed by Notre Dame on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. 35-7.
I like how you said creamed, like it's this is an episode of Leave It to Beaver. Wally, they got creamed, Wally. I don't know.
I'm leveling with you, Beav.
I was watching Beaver with my dad just yesterday.
Yes, yeah.
It's
classic.
Yep. He had a crush on his teacher, and his teacher was this young, pretty lady, and she was dating this guy, and you could tell Beaver wasn't too hip on it, and she ends up being engaged to him, and so it was his first crush, and he got crushed.
Miss Landers.
Yes, Miss Landers, yep. She had dark hair, pretty lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was the episode.
So you had a crush on Miss Landers too, I take it.
I didn't really grow up watching that show. I thought she was the actress who played her was pretty. I mean, they picked a pretty young actress to play the part. Mm-hmm. Nah, I don't know if that was a show I didn't watch as much. Dad used to always love it. It took me a while. I'll watch it with him now, but when I was a kid, I didn't quite get it. I guess I don't know. Andy Griffith I get, but for some reason it took me a while to.
Did your dad like that?
Oh yeah. Dad loved that show too. Yeah, he still does. I mean, we still talk about it. We still mock certain lines and scenes and episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does he do any voice impressions? Like you?
Shotgun John.
Yeah.
I mean, he can. He doesn't do it as much as me, but he probably did more so when he was younger. But yeah, he's able to.
Can you do Goofy?
Goofy?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I came in and the radio wasn't working right.
Was it not when you came in? Was it not working?
Well, some things weren't quite working the way I wanted it to, like they normally do. So I had to do some improvisation. Is that it? That's the word I'm looking for?
Improvise.
Yeah. You want to take the short, easy way out. Yeah, improvise. Yeah, I had to do that.
What wasn't working?
The computer in the back had to be reset, and that's usually how I load up the sports report. So when I got back there I was in the midst of doing that, and so
Noah told me that he had a dream one night that he deleted the whole playlist.
That he deleted the whole playlist.
Well,
yeah.
The real sad part would be he would have to replace the entire set list if that ever were to happen.
No, Noah would just sing on there.
I could say, yeah, I could probably just sing, you know, or do just like I don't know.
Is Farmville Spotlight this week?
It should be this week. Yes. Yeah.
Last time I called and asked the guy a question.
You did, and that was very exciting. Was that last time? I think we had a guest since then. We did have one guest since then.
No, it was last time.
I think we had Nick Bird. Sorry, that was Nick Bird when he called it. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Sorry, caller. You are totally right.
6 different people that called, and it wasn't me.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. How dare I try to debate with the WFLO historian, John?
I'm sorry. I'm missing out on what you're saying there. Where's your mic?
Oh.
There we go.
You're doing that, dude. The mic is active on the board, so don't be laying anything on me.
No.
John, we were talking about technology last week, me and Kristen, Noah.
Yeah.
And you might know something that we were talking about.
What's that?
Why did they get rid of the WFLO app?
Why did they get rid of the WFLO app?
Yes.
That is a question I need to ask Chris Brochon, because he would be in the know.
Oh, because I just remember one day when Larry B hooked up all this new technology, the app disappeared.
I don't remember exactly why. I remember them getting rid of it, but I don't remember what the reasoning behind it was. I probably did at the time, but let me try to ask him the next time I see him, and maybe he can refresh my memory, because he would be talking about being an authority on something. He would be the authority on that, because he was the one that was responsible for putting that together originally.
Really?
Yeah.
It used to be it used to work pretty good.
Yeah, well, Brochon was usually on top of things, so.
Well, Noah told me last week he never talked to Siri.
You don't?
I don't talk to Siri.
Why is that?
Because I don't want her to, use anything I say as blackmail. That's the real issue.
Oh, you're scared of the government listening in?
No, I know they're listening in right now, loud and clear.
They're listening in on this. They got way better things they need to be doing.
No, I don't like, using voice technology to be like, hey, blah, blah, play blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's like something that I don't really care for. And I feel like it's kind of lazy, or it's at least lazy for me. I don't know.
The president's probably listening to WFLO right now.
That's true. Mr. Biden.
On his record player, he's listening to it.
That's right. Wow.
Because he said one time, make sure your record player's running. You got us tuned in.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
He said one time to make sure that our record player is working.
When
he was first running, so he's listening to this on his record player right now, probably.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, was there anything else you wanted to bring up? We're going to have to take a break here at some point at the bottom of the hour.
Yes, so that Bob Summers can call and complain about you giving out what his real name is.
Yeah, well, he's not on the radio anymore, so I don't guess it's that bad.
It just gives him more time to call in, John.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
Do you know John Valentine, a.k.a. Bob Summers?
Yeah. Him and Dad, big buddies. So, yeah, when I think I've told this before. When I was a kid, I would go with Dad sometimes when he would let me to the radio station with him on Sundays when he did his shift, and I would hang out in the studio, and then I started playing around in the production studio that was downstairs. I wasn't supposed to be there, but anyway, and I think that slowly got the ball rolling into my career in radio, but I did not know it at the time. I just thought I was playing around with the equipment a little bit and learning things. Sure. But make a long story short, after his shift was over, certain jocks would meet to have dinner after his shift, and usually Bob Summers was one of them. And so, I know Bob Summers well. Good guy. Great guy.
He might be listening now, and he might call us.
If he is, then, he may ream me out later. He may call me up and chastise me a bit. I don't know. Well, but we'll see. Yeah. All right? Well, you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for calling in, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye. All right.
Okay.
Affectionately known as...
Potato Man. The Potato Caller.
Potato Man.
I don't know. Yeah.
Heck of a name.
Yeah.
Was there anything else
Bob
you wanted?
Summers. No. I'm good. Anything that you wanted? Well, I am reading this article about that apparently... did you hear about Biden green-lighting Ukraine to strike with, U.S. long-range missiles and weapons?
Now,
I just said Biden allowed Ukraine to strike Russia with U.S. long-range missiles,
right?
And now Russia's like, hey, what the heck, guys? Because I don't know, it's kind of crazy because that's a huge decision, and I might be wrong, but that might be the biggest decision Biden made in his whole term as being president, and it's right at the tail end too, because I don't know, just. That's a rough. It's just. I'm not saying they're wrong or right, but what do you think about long range or the U.S. helping in or having some involvement in the Ukraine Russia dispute?
What is my thoughts on it?
Yeah, do you have any opinion?
I just think it's funny how one party at one point in time was the party of let's not get involved in other people's business. And then suddenly, somehow, they've changed and become the warmonger group. So, I don't know. That's as far as my thoughts go on it. Anyway, we got more important things to talk about, like the weather and birthdays. This edition of The Weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
All right, weather time. Here we go. And it looks like this for us here in Farmville today. Sunny skies, a high near 69, mostly Cloudy tonight with a low around 45. Partly sunny Tuesday, a high near 67. 30% chance of showers Tuesday night with a low around 53. Wednesday, 40% chance of showers with a high near 69. Wednesday night showers. And the chance is 60% chance of showers Wednesday night with a low around 39. Right now in Farmville, humidity is 98%. Winds are calm. Barometer 30.00. Fair skies right now 42 here in Farmville. And the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. The birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC. The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422. And here we go. Let's get that the original birthday bed. The classic. So now with birthdays for today, Monday, November 18th, for those keeping score at home, I present to you Noah Massage.
Alrighty. Well, we have a couple of birthdays for today, which is November 18th, John. And on the list, we have Chaley Taylor and Michael Nevels. That's it. Chaley Taylor and Michael Nevels having a birthday today.
I wonder if he sings like Aaron Neville.
What?
Aaron Neville. You don't know who Aaron Neville is?
No.
He used to do that. Well, he was a singer, obviously, the Neville brothers, but he also did a commercial back in the day. And it was,
the touch, the feel of cotton, the fabric of her life.
Yeah, he kind of had one of those kind of like a Kenny Rogers. Almost sounded like it hurt for him to sing.
Yeah.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you.
Yeah,
and then he holds that note.
Yeah. All right, I did not know this at all. Thank you for shedding some light.
This is the only place where you can get that type of information.
It really is. Yeah. It really is.
So anyway, are you done?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you tell them how they can get the names on?
No, yeah. Oh. So you can email those birthdays to birthdays@wflo.net or call them in at 434-394-0924. That is the number to call in and give us those, birthdays and or anniversaries. So if you were wanting to do that, that's the way to do it. John, back to you. John?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, sorry. And
don't worry.
I'm John Staten, and we're going to go
Don't worry.
into...
For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, Main Street, Farmville. Someone has to do all the checking and engineering here. I'm like Scotty on the Starship Enterprise.
No, Scotty.
I'm giving it all I got, Captain. Anyway, so now that we've done our due diligence at the bottom of the hour, let's remind our listeners that the phone lines are now open. Same number as Noah just gave, 434-394-0924. So with that, let's see, we were talking about Jonestown Massacre happening on this day in 1978. Let's see, the 1959, the American dramatic film Ben-Hur, arguably the best of Hollywood's biblical epics, had its world premiere. It later won an unprecedented 11 Academy Awards. Have you ever watched Ben-Hur?
I did, yeah. That's like a 3-hour... Isn't there an intermission in that film?
Probably. Old movies like that usually did have something like that. Even Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford.
Yeah.
And that was in the 70s. I think that
I know Lawrence of Arabia had a intermission, too. Yeah.
A lot of
Sound of Music, like a lot of films back in the 60s, 50s and 60s.
Okay.
With like I think if it was like over 2 hours, they probably had an intermission. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, well, even some John Wayne films.
Oh, seriously, the westerns.
Certain ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Certain ones would have not all of his films, but maybe one or two here and there.
Yeah. I've never seen a western with an intermission. That sounds interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think it's like you said, it was, or like what we were talking about back in the day. That was just something. Well, everything was geared towards people seeing it in a theater.
Yeah.
So if the film was a long film, I guess they were keeping the audience in mind when they were making it, and would say, okay, here's a good pause for restroom and or
popcorn break,
refreshment time, and all that. Yeah. 1928, Walt Disney released Steamboat Willie, the first animated film with sound to feature Mickey Mouse. He was whistling, if I recall.
Yeah, that's correct.
The huge success of the cartoon helped make Mickey an iconic character and led to the Disney company's dominance in the animated market. That was 1928. And that's about as far back as I'm willing to go today.
Shall we get into some celebrity birthdays?
We shall. Yes, we shall. Because I actually know some of these.
Oh.
Do you know comedian Kevin Nealon?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Turned 71 today. The interesting thing about Kevin Nealon, he was on the SNLs that I recall watching in the 90s when I was in high school.
He was also on that show with Colin Quinn, Tough Crowd, if you ever seen that.
I don't think so. But what I was going to say was, Kevin Nealon, honestly, I had never found that funny on the SNLs when I was watching it. I mean, I didn't dislike him or anything, but I didn't find him as funny as some of the others I was tuning in for, like... and, of course, the names all escape me now, but Mike Myers and the guy that played Garth. I can't think of his name. Names are escaping me, but anyway. Phil Hartman, people like that. I just always found even Dennis Miller, people like that. But, I don't know. John Lovitz I thought was funny. That was the crew that I remember watching the most. And then after that era kind of ended, I didn't follow it nearly as much. But anyway, let's see. What else can we... Oh, do you want to know?
Well, his fun fact...
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah.
Hit me
He
up with
portrayed a CIA agent in the 2008 film adaptation of Get Smart.
Which I want to say was Matthew Broderick playing... Well, maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember... I'm confusing this with Inspector Gadget, the live-action film. I don't remember the Get Smart 2008 film. I don't remember who was the main actor in that.
Yeah. But I didn't watch it. So.
I didn't either, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Oscar Nunez.
Turned 66. What's his fun fact?
His wife, Ursula, is also an actor. Actress. It should be actress, technically, right? If it's a female.
No. The PC way is everybody's an actor now. I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm still old school. I still will say actress, but whatever. Actor Owen Wilson turns 56. What's his fun fact?
His fun fact: his middle name is Cunningham,
like Opie Cunningham. But yeah.
What was that from?
Oh, man, I got to give all this backstory. First answer is it's an Eddie Murphy skit that was probably off of SNL. Probably when Ron Howard was a guest on SNL. So Ron Howard obviously played Opie Taylor on Andy Griffith. And then he played Richie Cunningham on Happy Days. So Eddie Murphy, in this weird skit where he was talking to Ron Howard, he was going, Opie Cunningham.
Funny.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's good.
Yeah, it's great. Right. Yeah. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, I was... it's great. I remember I went to an open mic one time, and I saw a guy who literally was a spitting image of Owen Wilson. Spitting image. But like he left before I was performing, but like when I got up there, I was like, did anybody else see Owen Wilson here? And like people started applauding because like it was that like nobody said anything about it, but like everybody in the room agreed that guy looked like Owen Wilson. It was the strangest thing,
right?
Anyways, but it's my fun Owen Wilson story. He played in the Chips remake or the movie?
Was he in the? I don't remember watching the Chips. I thought it was something else, but I thought it was Starsky and Hutch.
I think both. I think he did both.
So he was the go-to guy for any of that stuff. Any remakes,
any '80s remake.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I dare say my favorite movie with him is Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just a classic.
I love that movie. That movie is funny.
Yeah, and then you had the guy from, what's the other guy's name?
The dark-haired guy?
Yeah.
I can't think of it now.
I'm going to pull it up. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. He's great. He's a great actor. Also on the birthday list, John.
Yeah.
So this is weird because now it says actress.
Goes back and forth, huh?
Yeah. So it says actress Chloe, I think it's Sevigny. John, what do you think about that?
Let me scroll.
How would you say this?
Oh, I don't know if I'm the authority. Yeah, Chloe. Oh, I wouldn't even go for it.
Okay. Sevigny.
Something like that, yeah. Turns 50.
Turns 50, and she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in her role in Boys Don't Cry. So,
I wouldn't even attempt this next one. This one seems even harder.
Nassim Pedred. I think that's...
Turns 43.
Yeah.
Appeared earlier this year in the film Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. I did see that.
You did see that movie?
Yeah, well, no, they didn't put it in theaters. This is the day and age where you sit at home and watch all your
direct
movies
to TV.
Yeah. So no, I was hoping they would put it out in the theater, but they didn't. So no, I caught it watching it at home, and it was not bad for as many years as it's been. It wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was like a classic by any means. But it was all right for what it was. It was fine. Let's see. I'm going to say actress. Sorry, Linda Evans. Of course, they have in brackets Dynasty is 82, but she was also in an earlier show in the 60s. It was a Western, and that was Big Valley.
Okay.
And Big Valley had other actors that you may have heard of. Let's see. Let me think. Right off the top of my head. Man, it's funny how I have names on the tip of my tongue, and then I forget about Lee Majors, the Bionic Man, Fall Guy.
Yeah.
He was in that show. Now his hair was kind of. I think he was either wearing a wig or they dyed his hair kind of like a lighter blonde. And with his hair like that, I always thought he resembled Elvis in a movie where Elvis was playing identical, like looking. I don't know if they were twins or cousins or whatever the thing was. So you had Elvis with his regular dark hair, and then I think he was wearing a wig where he had kind of a blondish hair.
Okay.
And at that age, him and Lee Majors, I thought, I'm not saying they were dead on identical, but they had familiar features, is what I'll say in their face.
Okay.
At least I thought so. Anyway, yeah, so she was on that show, and she was like the only daughter. Everybody else was the brothers, and then you had the actress that was playing the mom in that. But anyway, so they put Dynasty, but she was known for other things as well.
Other things, yeah.
All right, so...
I feel like it's hard to make these lists is talking about like the site that we like read from, because like a lot of these actors, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they pick like odd things that they're not really well known for, but that's what they.
I think on that one they were probably going for like the latest thing,
most popular,
which would be the 80s.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Because that was the big show in the 80s and got a lot of viewership.
That's true.
Singer Kim Wilde is 64. We have at least one of her songs, I think, in the system.
I think so.
And guitarist Kirk Hammett of Metallica is 62. I always thought it sounded like he was playing underwater. The way he would make his guitar sound. And it always, I don't know, just had that weird effect on it. Anybody you want to name off that you're seeing that maybe I'm missing?
No. I think you got everybody that we needed to get, John.
Oh, look at you just wanting to cut away from it all. Duncan Sheik is 55. I didn't realize he was a Broadway composer.
Did he play in something?
Well, he was a pop artist at one point in time.
Oh. Huh. I did not know that. John. Well,
okay, Johnny Carson. I did not know that.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like a yak sat on my chest.
Mike Epps. That name sounds familiar. I cannot place him, though, so I'm going to move on. We have... let's see here. John, you know rapper Fabulos?
I got all his records.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like we have a phone call, so
Yeah.
this should be quite interesting.
We'll see. Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, this is a happy phone call.
Happy.
Oh, my gosh.
Why are we happy?
Because you're alive, you're living in America, you have a job. Let's see what else. Maybe you have a lover.
Maybe, John?
What are we talking about?
Talking about you.
I'm not saying no. I could have easily just gone and picked up a couple of whatever.
6-packs.
Oh,
Six packs in a...
I would, without sound, I bet you it's cheaper and less of a headache if you do that.
Sure. Yeah.
I heard there was like a run on like good beer, and so I went.
Yeah.
Now I went Christmas shopping is what I was referring to. I like to always check out the Hallmark ornaments.
Wait, did you actually go Christmas shopping?
Well, it's the time of the season.
So you did it?
And so I looked at Christmas stuff, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
And nobody had a gun to your head during this? Sorry.
Oh, am I the Scrooge? I what? Yeah, okay.
John, well, sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes you are the Scrooge. Sometimes not. Sometimes you're, yeah. Sorry.
Sometimes I'm Scrooge, and sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes you're Santa.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there you go. That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway. So how are you, sir? That's more important than what the heck I'm doing.
Oh, it is. The callers are always more important.
Always.
The customers are always right.
Yeah, callers come first.
Uh-huh.
That's our policy.
Yes. I was pondering this.
Yes.
Only because I guess they were talking about professional sports. You know how you hear like it's one in every 10,000 or whatever has the ability to make a professional sports team or whatever the number is. It's enormous.
Yeah.
What are do you guys have a rough idea as to what the number would be if you wanted to enter, just say talk radio or be on a local television? Is it high too?
Entering local television, kind of like making your own sports team, or like
No, it could be just say you want to do, I don't know, a reporter on channel whatever, 2 or 6, or you want to just work at a local radio station, or.
Sure. Are you? Or is this your way for applying for a job? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Okay.
I was just more curious if there is, because there's kind of limited spaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And more so due to the fact of the nature of the way things are now. Mm-hmm. Everything is pretty much automated, and they use the same people for different stations and all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's all about downsizing, is what it really.
So, do you even have a rough idea? 1 in a million, 1 in 500?
Oh, what the odds are?
Yeah,
1 in 1,000, or is
I'd say the odds are better than you trying to make it out in Hollywood. Yeah. You know, or something along those lines. I'd say that line of work is very more so harder to break into. Sometimes that's just luck. And if it's not luck, it's usually because you have a connection with someone, usually a family member of some kind or something like that. Radio is sort of like, can be a stepping stone into something deeper in the entertainment field. I'll bring up Johnny. Johnny Carson started in radio, and not as the big Johnny Carson name. That's just how he started, and that snowballed into a career. Rush Limbaugh was an actual radio jock when he first started. He wasn't doing the commentary on political stuff when he first started. He started on basic top 40 radio, playing music and stuff like that. I want to say his radio name was Chris Christie or something. I don't know. It was something, or Jeff Christie. I don't know.
Chris Christie, like from New Jersey?
No, but it was similar sounding. I think it was Jeff Christie. I don't remember. But whatever the name was, it wasn't Rush Limbaugh. He was using a completely different name. And so there's something to that. So what I'm getting at is radio, even though it can be a a little harder to get into than some things, but I dare say that for a lot of people, in some sort of way, it was a stepping stone onto something, if you wanted to go that route, something bigger in the entertainment field.
Okay.
If you do some bio things and learn about certain actors over the course of time, you'd be interested, or comedians even, you'd be interested in finding out who actually at some point had a stint in radio at some point in their life. I always find it neat.
Yeah.
So was there anything else you wanted to discuss today?
You guys were talking about the military. I just wanted to... It seems as though the wars that are happening and are going to happen...
Right.
It seems as though the politicians seem to keep them going because they must make a lot of money off of it. Mm-hmm. And then also, I think that that's how you create generals. If there's no war, there's nobody being promoted.
Yeah.
And I guess they just pass, and that's life.
Yeah.
I guess. But did you guys follow the Whoopi gig?
The Whoopi gig?
Yeah, the end of last week, she must have opened her mouth and trashed some a bakery.
Why?
Oh, well, I guess they according to her, they refused her service and that. But
a bakery supposedly refused Whoopi Goldberg's service?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
And it was in one of the 5 boroughs. But it all was over a dish, I guess a dessert.
Okay.
It must have been her birthday, and she was picking up. So I had got the name of the dessert and made it. And so I guess after she trashed them, there must have been lines around the building and I guess standing for the BS. But
I just pulled up the article real fast. It says Staten Islanders line up in droves to support New York City bakery criticized by Whoopi Goldberg. So apparently she threw some. She dissed the bakery somehow, which I don't know. Yeah.
She said she was refused service because of her political views.
But yet that was okay for these people in Washington to do the same thing to the other side when there was talk of don't serve these people and blah, blah, blah. I love the double standards. They're always interesting to me. And yet they want to claim the higher ground. I don't know. It's just let your political beliefs be what they are, even if they differ from someone. But, I mean, treat people like human beings, for goodness sakes. I mean, and both sides, I mean. Yeah. So, I mean.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. If you're a singer, just sing. If you're an actress or a talk show host.
I love that. There's a clip that I always see when there's like a retrospective of Elvis. And this would have been like in the 70s. And he's at this table. He's fielding these questions and stuff. And this reporter, you can't really hear the audio, but it's obvious that they're asking him about the Vietnam War, which was happening at the time of this kind of a briefing or whatever you want to call it. He was getting ready to do this big tour somewhere, a big concert, and so it was the press basically asking him questions, and someone fielded him what are your thoughts or beliefs on the Vietnam War, and Elvis quickly responded like this. Ma'am, I'm just an entertainer, and I'd rather just leave those opinions to myself. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, that is the greatest answer I've ever heard from an entertainer in my entire life. Mm-hmm. I am just an entertainer, and I'm keeping that to myself, and let's move on.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess this election got so bad that, who was it, Beyonce? Did you catch she's refusing to play concerts now in any state that was red?
I did not catch that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. So.
Yeah.
But,
it's just a little kooky.
It sure is. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's that. I'm going to just leave you guys alone.
Oh, no. First time caller.
Well, if there's more you wanted to talk about, you can. If not, we'll let you go in case you're busy and got a lot of things to do.
I think me and John both. I mean, from John doing the Christmas shopping and then me having almost like a 10-hour day, wedding day. We're both a little just jet lagged.
Jet lagged.
So your day was very long. Your day during the wedding, your day was very long.
Yes, very longer than most. I'm kidding.
That wedding really did you in.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Got to you another hour.
Just on my feet the whole day, just crouching. The worst part about being at a wedding is all the bending down you're doing. You're bending down, and also the ground where I was at was not level. It was in Mineral, Virginia, and that's a lot of hills in that part of Virginia. So every time I stepped, I was just stepping on uneven ground, and there was just dips, and my hips were just screaming in agony. And so, but overall, it was fine. Overall,
you were dancing, I guess.
No. I was a little bit. I was doing a little dancing.
Just moving your hands and your hips.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean,
are you doing the Macarena by any chance?
Not a chance, John. Not a chance.
Oh my gosh. Some kind of line dancing where you're kicking the.
Because Noah has been known to do some dance moves around the studio here.
Sometimes, if a really good song comes on, I start to shuffle around a little bit. But it's not like I break out in a dance. I just kind of do a little dance to wherever I'm going. You know.
Oh, not like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm walking to the desk and then I hear a good song, so I kind of do a little shuffle over to the desk. I don't. I don't just break out. And I don't do a Footloose type dance where I'm just in the main, right next to the window, just I'm not that serious of a dancer, but
when you were. In fact, somebody said they drove by and they looked in the flow window and they saw somebody. I guess they thought it was a seizure or something. Was it you dancing?
Is it true? Is it a true story? You just make that up.
No. You saw Noah dancing? Is that what you're saying?
That sounds like it. Yeah.
The chances are good it was Noah.
That's a good description of how I dance, I think. Yeah. Wow.
That's cute.
Wow.
What the heck? It's Christmas. It's time to give.
That's right. You got to give a little dance sometimes. Caller, do you have your tree up, by the way? Do you have your tree up and your lights on?
No, sir. My counterpart doesn't want to do it until after
Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way some people are, and some people are like, let's do it now, and whatever floats your boat, I say.
Oh my gosh, I could leave it up all year. It's so
you like that? Yeah, I know some people that do that. They'll just put a cloth over it and shove it in the corner. Yeah, I've heard of
Nobody does that. Nobody does that, John.
I beg to differ, sir. There are people that will just put a cover over top of the tree,
like a cloth,
or something,
like a trash
bag.
Shove
it in a room, or
just shove it in a room, but
something, yeah,
and then just take it out when it's time. Nobody does. Who does that?
I'm not.
You're not giving up names.
I'm not going. Yeah, no. You're
not giving up names.
I'm not a stool pigeon.
Okay.
I'm not.
You're not a rat.
I'm just aware of these
not
things.
Not a snitch.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Well,
no
thank you.
I remember.
Go ahead.
Remember, snitches get stitches.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I've learned that the hard way.
Goodness.
Well, sir, you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for calling in.
You.
And take care.
All right, man.
All right. Bye.
All right, man. Bye.
All right, Noah, any parting words?
Nope. We got to get going, though.
Yep.
WFLO, AM 870, Farmville.